Alright, guys. Let's go into a little more esoteric stuff. We're going to go on to this golden age. I'm going to share with you vision and things I've learned about this upcoming golden age, which isn't far away. There's things that I've already shared. You can look back at previous videos for more. I'll give you a little bit of a recap. There's going to be geological changes. Atlantis is going to come back. Other various coastlines are going to sink. People are going to move to more higher elevated points. Parts of Greenland are going to be exposed due to ice melting. It's going to reveal fertile land. And spirituality is going to become more of a thing. In fact, it's going to be it's going to be very much a main thing. And the fact of the matter is the people that cannot enlighten or elevate their consciousness will not make it. They'll die off. So someone might ask, well, what does that mean about the kids, the children? That's a good question. There's going to be a lot of children left. Yeah, a lot of their folks aren't going to make it. There's going to be a lot of children left, and what's going to happen is the people who can make it, the people who are of the light, will teach and raise these children. Yeah, they'll have teachers, they'll have leaders, they'll have good ones. Anybody ever read that series Left Behind? You know, little bit of truth to that, but it's a lot of, propaganda. A lot of Masonic, esoteric Christianity propaganda. But the truth to that is, yeah, there's going to be a lot of people that are left behind. But what's really actually going to happen is the folks that aren't meant to be here are the ones who are going to be leaving. As Earth transitions into a new frequency. That's what's happening. And the children that are left will be taught and raised by new leaders. And they'll do what children do best. They'll learn, they'll imitate, they'll grow. It'll be a good time. Government's going to change. People might want to ask, well, how so? Well, it's going to be smaller. There are going to be some similarities to it. We're still going to have representatives. It's just not going to be as much. A lot of these bloated alphabet agencies that are really just made for like, kind of like pseudo gang activity, extensions of corrupt government, they're going to be gone. I'm going to go ahead and tell you all that. All these wild alphabet agencies that just come out of nowhere that have very specific roles like your FEMAs and all this other stuff. Yeah, they're going to be gone. Why? Well, the government's going to run out of a lot of money. Because our current way of the Federal Reserve and all that's not going to work anymore. And what do you think is going to happen when all that money goes away? You think the people in the government are going to still help people and work and do their job when they're not in a position to take advantage of the people like they have been for so long? No. Those people are going to bail. You think they're really there to help? Unfortunately, most of them aren't. And that's what we're going through right now. Armageddon, the filtering process. Yeah, it's gonna revert kind of back to a little bit like it was in the past. You're actually gonna notice what's gonna happen is it's gonna be a blend of the future and the past, a balance of the two. A balance, a perfect balance of the feminine and masculine energies. That is what's happening right now. We are in the middle of that. What do I mean by that? Is that do I mean gender? No. Although I do think there probably will be more females. But no, it's going to be, it's more of a balance of the masculine and feminine energy. It doesn't really have much to do about gender. That goes back. That's thinking in that way is putting yourself back into that black, white, right, left paradigm. We're going to very much move past that. It's going to be like a spiritual hierarchy. There will be a governing body that I don't want to say will be over, because there will be bodies under it that represent the regions and the areas that they represent, and they're going to have control over what they want. But yes, there will be a hierarchy. It's just going to be a blend. And there is going to be an emphasis on the spirituality. Another thing that we're going to bring back, we're going to bring back the good from the past, is agriculture. We have gotten to a point where we have turned our crops into technological products. And we are very much going to go away from that. We're going to go back to the old way, more of an old way of what we did before in the agriculture department. And what's going to be a result? Where we're going to have better food. Better quality food. Are we going to have as much quantity of food? No. But the idea is better quality, and as a result, yeah, it's going to be less quantity, because we have turned our agriculture system into just about the numbers. And as a result, our food sucks. It's so poor. It's getting close to poison. Food companies have turned into just making profit. They've cut their product so much to where all you're really eating is preservative and chemical. Very little bit of actual substance to it. We're going to go back to the old way where it's going to be more substance. And as a result, we're not going to eat as much. And yeah, it's going to be better for you. I've already said it before. We're going to have a lot of prettier looking people running around. You're going to be in shape. You're going to be healthier. The medical system is going to be very different. Why is it going to be very different? Well, because we're going to learn how to heal ourselves. People are going to know how to heal themselves spiritually. And if you can't understand that, then you need to work on getting there. And if you can't get there, then just accept the fact that you ain't going to make it. Yeah, this whole idea of going to the doctor every, other month for a well visit to keep you well. Preventative maintenance, like we're cars. I mean, yeah, we might use the terms that we have body vehicles, but you are not a machine. That's hilarious that people think like that. I need to go to the doctor every other month to stay well. Anyway, silliness. Yeah, that stuff's going to be gone. And as a result, our world's going to become one. I know you're going to get your Masonic Christians that are going to get in an uproar for this, but I'm not here to convince them. We're not here to convince them. I know sometimes I say prophetic word, and I do give warning to the esoteric Christians and the Masonic cult out there and tell them to pull out if they know what's good for them. And that's part of the prophecy. That's part of being a prophet. God warned Israel many times before they were taken over. Okay? And that is a part of being a prophet. When Spirit gives me message to speak and it gives warning to those in the Masonic cult to get out before it's too late, that's God trying to give them warning. Now, they're probably not going to listen. They're fools. But they won't be able to say no one didn't warn them. Yeah, we're going to become one. More one. This racial division, that line's going to, I mean, it's already pretty blurry, but it's going to get even more blurry. And that's going to be a good thing. Power, communication is going to be better. Energy is going to be free. That'll be nice. And I'll say the internet and the way we communicate is going to be very similar. To get back into more esoteric stuff, we're going to be able to learn how to like teleport, transport things through the etheric realms, through the astral. That's going to be a cool thing when that actually comes out. I know that's something that people probably can't fathom right now, but that is going to be a thing. It's very much not that far away. A lot of this stuff, a lot of the manifestations of these higher technological advancements and these higher ideas is going to come as more and more people awaken to these higher concepts. That you do have multiple bodies. And that you can put objects through the other planes. I mean, we're really not that far from it. Think of how the internet is. You put in data, information into a medium, your computer, and then it goes through the wave invisibly. It goes through the invisible wave, the plane, the other plane, and then it appears through another medium on the other side where you're sending it to. Okay? So we're really not that far off. Again, this is definitely more of an esoteric lesson, an esoteric prophetic word. You're either gonna see or hear what I'm saying, or you're not. And I'm not here to convince anybody anything. You either get it or you don't. Y'all have a good one.